Wait, I just asked Claude to make me an ad. No editing software, no video generation website. Everything happened inside one chat. This is the new Arcads MCP. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how it works step by step, all the way from install to finished videos. Let's get started, shall we? So I think it's probably worth covering what an MCP actually is. Basically, an MCP allows Claude chat to speak directly to Arcads, meaning that you never actually need to leave Claude to operate on Arcads. So the best way to install this is, of course, get up Claude. We need to go to customize up here, and then you can see here I already have it installed, but if you don't, this is how you do it. Okay, so in order to add the MCP from Arcads into Claude, the first thing you need to do is head over to your Arcads account. Once you're there, you just head to your settings, you click on the MCP and skills in the top, and then you literally just need to copy this GitHub repo URL. You head over then to your Claude, you go to customize, which is in the left-hand column, and then you click the little plus, which is next to the personal plugins, and then go to create plugin, and then add marketplace, and then you want to sync from a repository. Once you're there, you just put in the Arcads GitHub URL that you just copied, and then just click the little plus arrow, and then from there, the next thing you need to do is head to the little connectors bit, and then literally just click install. And then you just press add on this next screen. Then after that, you're going to have to authenticate it by logging into your Arcads account. But then once you've done that, you can just always allow on all the things so it doesn't keep on asking to use it, and you're done. After that, you will have something that looks a little bit like this. You can see we have a couple of skills that they actually have within the MCP here, and then we have like the actual connector here as well. So the exciting thing about having Arcads inside Claude is it opens the ability to do a load of things that you never would do without leaving your LLM. They have created a couple of really cool skills that I'm going to showcase in the video today, one of which genuinely kind of blew my mind. So I think we should start with that one, and that is the ability to copy any hook. So I went away, I did some research, and I found a really attention-grabbing, like organic-looking hook that I could use for my product. So this is the hook in question.
What kind of witchcraft is in this GLP-1 patch? I've worn this all day. It's 8 o'clock now. This
is like a super organic looking like TikTok shop style creative, and I really wanted to emulate this section right at the beginning. What kind of witchcraft is in this GLP-1 patch? And then she like moves the camera down really organically to show her stomach. So with that in mind, I went ahead and I just generated this image using Nano Banana inside Arcads, and it's literally just GLP-1 on like a green sticker. I have already ran all of these so that we don't need to be waiting around for the prompt, but trust me, this was all done inside Claude because I got the receipts. So the first thing I did is I attached the video to the chat, and I said clone the hook from this video. I want the first 4 seconds. So the reason why I said the first 4 seconds is I didn't want to waste a ton of credits, and I already knew the section I want is 4 seconds, so I was very specific about what I wanted. And then it went away and it like analyzed the video. I'll clone the hook from the video first. Let me input the file the first 4 seconds. Like it goes through all of this, right? This probably took, I don't know, about like 2 or 3 minutes or so. And then it asked me a quick question. It just prompted me saying, what project do you want to work in? So I told it, it went through the analytics, did everything. And then it went ahead and it analyzed the hook for me. It said, here's the breakdown. Hook is full 4 seconds, and it's a 2-beat curiosity hook, which is exactly what it is. So the important thing to note here, it hasn't just blindly just gone ahead and just generated me something. It's asked me qualifying questions, and then it's also analyzed it so it understands what it's doing. So it said 1 second, extreme close-up selfie, woman talking straight to the camera, bright natural daylight, fast delivery. Then it's 1 second, blurry downwards camera tilt, the pattern break. See, these are all like marketing terms that we use. And then 2 to 4 seconds, close-up of the lower abdomen, white shirt pulled up, round pink GLP-1 patch stuck to the skin, slight handheld movement. And then the script, it's even written it down, what kind of witchcraft is this GLP-1 patch. It's put down the headline as well. It's done the casting, why it works. This is pretty cool. The exaggerated witchcraft claim spikes curiosity, then a sudden blurry whip pan from the face to the product in use pays off before anyone can scroll. That is like exactly what I was thinking as I analyzed it myself. Okay, and then it's asked me for a little more detail. It said, what's the brand? So I said the product is GLP-1 stickers. The product image is attached. I just gave it that image that I generated through Nano Banana. Again, obviously, if you have a product, you would attach your product here. You could even implement some more information if you want. I clicked go, and then it started to do its work. This took about like 7 to 10 minutes, something like that. And then it gave me 2 variants of the copied hook. Get ready for this.
What kind of witchcraft is in this GLP-1 sticker?
That's insane. How sick is that? It gave me another variation here.
What kind of witchcraft is in this GLP-1 sticker?
Like, not only does that genuinely look real, it also feels real as well. Like, you can tell that shot on an iPhone. I can almost guarantee that if you tried to copy this yourself, like back prompt it and everything, it just simply wouldn't work. This honestly, like, kind of blew my mind. So from here, we can download those videos if we want, and we can put them in a further video. But one thing that we can do now, which is asking us what we want to do here, is to add some captions. We can say, good luck finding my waist, which is on the original one. We can do another one, okay, what is this thing? Or we can do the other one it suggested, which is the internet is feral over these things, which adds a bit of social proof. When clip 2 lands, tell me which one wins, which headline you want, and I'll burn them in. So it's going to add them in there. Run karaoke captions for synced to the VO, and then give you the final file. So let's do that. Let's use version 1, and we can use caption 2, I think is a nice one. Caption 2. Okay, let's send that, and then we should get a finished file back. The coolest thing to me is that all of this happened inside Claude. No longer is that jumping between Claude, writing your prompts, you copying and pasting that into Arcads. You've seen me do that process a million times on this channel. Well, you don't need to do that anymore. You can do it all in here. So now you can see it's working, it's doing its thing on it. Version 1 with caption 2. Version 1 is done. Let me download it, check the motion and sticker before adding in the overlay. So it's actively figuring this stuff out for itself. And I think while that goes, I'm going to show you another tool which is inside this MCP. The Ad Creative course is finally live. If you've been watching this channel for a while, then you've seen me break down ads, show you how I script ad creative, going into the full creative strategy behind some of the best ads on Meta. But YouTube only shows a small snapshot. But what I've never been able to do is break down the actual systems in detail that we use here at Fraggle, including the frameworks, the templates, the prompts, the internal workflows that we use every single day. And that is exactly what the Ad Creative course is. We go far beyond what you have seen on this channel. You'll see the exact way that we research new markets, how we mine customer reviews and social media to find relevant insights. We break down the scripting formats that actually work. I break them down line by line to show you the psychology that actually goes into winning scripts. You even have a look at the production side, what microphones you should be using, how to piece together a good VSL, what cameras you should be using. And you'll also see me edit ads live. You'll see me break down some winning creative inside Adobe Premiere. And there's a complete module on AI, how we use it, what prompts we use, at what stage do we use it. I break down everything. This is the exact system that we've used to make ads that have over 450 million in tracked ad spend for over 200 D2C brands. And our clients on average see a 30% reduction in their CPA. So if you want access to this course, then you need to enroll today. I've put a link down in the description for you, and I'm super excited to have you on board. How many times have you found like the perfect static ad? You've tried to reproduce it yourself, but you have probably failed, maybe quite a lot of the time. So let's clone them inside the MCP. So let's open a new chat here, and we're going to say, can you clone the attached static ad and input my product that is also attached. So once I've written my prompt, now I just need to add in my files. So the first thing I'm going to do is go and find the ad. This is the ad that we're going to copy. Just going to pop that into there. The next thing I'm going to do is find my image of my product. Again, just a random generated image of a product that I made up. And then I'm just going to hit go. I actually made a video recently on this where I shared a custom GPT that did exactly this, but it normally just gave you the prompt, or it used ChatGPT's image generation to do it. That isn't always that reliable. Now, this is going to use whatever model we want to use via Arcads. That's the important separation here. You can do this kind of thing in ChatGPT straight off, but by using Arcads, you get access to loads of different models, and it is way better. And of course, you can do video. So while that's going, let's have a look how our hook is getting on. And as if by magic, it has done it. So it's gone through all of its thing, and it's given us the final deliverable downloadables. So we can just download all of these directly. Let's just download the zip file and let's have a look at the results, shall we?
What kind of witchcraft is in this GLP-1 sticker?
So the first thing is it's given us like the original hook that we wanted, and then it's given us one with captions.
What kind of witchcraft is in this GLP-1 sticker?
Like, if you just wanted a one-stop shop, this is like absolutely perfect. Like, this is like a ready-to-go hook. And of course, the thing that we know about hooks is once you find a winning hook, you can, if you want, add that onto other videos to help iterate them. If you already have a video about the GLP-1 stickers and you just want a new hook, then you can just plop that on the front. So we head now back to our static ad generation. It's going through all the stuff here. You know, it's figured out what the reference is. It's figured out what the product is they need to swap in. It's doing all the stuff now, and it is starting to generate our image. And of course, the best part about this entire thing is that because we're doing this inside Claude, you might already do your research and your script writing inside Claude, which means that you can essentially just never leave it. You can do your research in here, you can write your script, and then basically ask it to generate you a video of that script. All right, a little update now on the cloning of the image. It has given us some copy suggestions. So obviously we didn't provide it with any, right? Which normally, if we were to do this outside of a LLM, it would probably just like make up its own without ever asking us, but it hasn't. Instead, it has given us some options. So it said that the original one used Botox in a bottle to like dodge the meta algorithm. So it's saying, do you want to keep this or do you want to write your own? So what I'm going to do is say, use this copy instead. So what it's actually picked up on here is on the original ad, what they've done is they've said, now I get why it's called Botox in a bottle and it's used a 0 instead of an O. They've done this to dodge the meta guidelines, and the API as well as Claude together have realized this, and they've said, hey, do you want to keep this or do you want to remove it? So I think what we're going to do is we're going to remove it. Okay, so let's have a look what we can replace it to here. So it says, now I get why it's called Botox in a bottle. So what we could have is we said, now I get why so many women are obsessed with it. One of the main benefits of using an MCP is that this is a much more natural way to interact with your content and to make content, because you're, going back and forth instead of just telling it to do something and it blindly obeying. Okay, so after a couple of minutes, it has given me a couple of versions of this static ad. So if we go through here, we can see it's done a really good job of taking like the essence of that original ad, but kind of tweaking it so it's not exactly the same, right? So it's taken that new copy that it suggested that we changed and then we rewrote. There's a couple of versions here. All of them are fairly similar. I prefer number 1 here. So I'm just going to say variant 1. Let's go with that and it'll generate me a final one. Or I can re-roll it if I, kind of wanted to go from the start again. Okay, so now it's basically said, look, variant 1 is already ready to go. You can download it. So I just click the download button here. I open the link and it is giving it me here in my web browser. I can literally right click, file, save as, boom. And now I've got an ad that is ready to roll inside Meta. So I did something without telling you. I generated the rest of the video ad that we spoke about before. So we made the hook, but we didn't have any body. And if you want to make an entire ad, well, you're going to need a little more than the hook, right? So I went back to Claude after it had given us that final ad and I said, can we now make this into a full video using the same person? Important factor here in the hook in the video. Can we make them say, I've been using this sticker for a few weeks every day and I've lost £10, they're on sale now? It went through and it scanned it and it said, hey, wait, I can do, but there's no actual proof that GLP-1 stickers can actually make you do this. So can we tweak the copy a little bit? I really appreciate that. It's looking out for you to make sure that you don't get sued. Obviously this wouldn't be the case with every product, but this is a made up product. So I said, okay, let's change the copy to my whole group chat is asking me about these because they're so easy and look, they do work. And then it said, okay, yeah, we still the same problem. So I rewrote it again. For some reason, it isn't showing it here in the hook, but basically I changed it so it's like, they're really easy to use instead. And it took about 10 minutes or so, but it generated me this. Let's compare here, right? Before we generated a hook with this person here. It has used that same person again without me taking any screenshots, without me doing any weird tricks, and it's generated me the rest of the ad.
My whole group chat is asking me about these because they're so easy to use. They're on sale now.
The pacing is a little bit slow, granted, but it's given us another version, so let's play that one.
My whole group chat is asking me about these because they're so easy to use. They're on sale now.
So the inflection in her voice is a little bit off. It kind of sounds like she's about to continue saying something. To be honest, it's an easy fix. With this, we could just like type back and say, hey, can we change this? But realistically, if you really wanted, you could just download this and you could glue it on the front of the hook. And in fact, let's give that a go. So I'm going to download this one here. I'm just going to download this final ad. Okay, so now I have the hook and I have the body. I'm just going to open up Premiere and we're just going to snap them both together. So I've just opened a random product. Let's dump both these in and snap them together.
What kind of witchcraft is in the...
So we've got the hook there, right? And now we're just going to pop in the body of the ad.
This GLP-1 sticker.
Okay, let's cut that a little bit early. There we go. Let's pop now the rest in there.
What kind of witchcraft is in this GLP-1 sticker? My whole group chat is asking me about these because they're so easy to use. They're on sale now.
Absolutely insane. This stuff, every single time I make a video, it absolutely baffles me how realistic and how easy this is getting. So to round up, you now have an MCP that you can operate inside Claude to generate any AI image or video. No longer do you need to go to a different website, use a different service to generate prompts. You can do it all inside of Claude. This makes it so incredibly easy to generate ad creative. And of course, if you want to try out Arcads, there is a link down below to do so. Claude is one of the most powerful tools that we use here at Fraggle every single day, from Claude Code all the way now to using MCPs like Arcads inside of our LLMs. And so if you're not using it already, then you are missing out. And of course, if you happen to be a brand spending over 70,000 and you want us to make ads for you, then please do scan the QR code on the screen, or even better, you can click the link down below. And if you have any questions about this workflow, how to do it, whereabouts you might run into problems, then please do drop them in the comments and I will be sure to answer them.